Welcome everybody to tonight's event, and what we're going to do is give you a sneak peek of Discover Your Edge Nepal edition, which is our brand new, quite different tour that Dinesh and I have put together. So let me just, I've got a couple of slides to show you, so I'm just going to pop up. So as I said, we are part of Discover Your Edge Nepal edition. And before we jump right in, did you actually know that the word travel originates from the old French word travail, which actually means work, which is a bit ironic, isn't it? Because we often think of travel as an escape from work, but the origins of the word suggest otherwise. And I just thought I'd take a moment to share a quick story with you just to kind of set the theme for what we're going to talk about tonight. So in 1924, which is almost 100 years ago now, a British explorer named George Mallory was asked why he wanted to climb Mount Everest. And his answer was really quite simple. I'll get my words working correctly in a moment. His answer was because it's there. Now, Mallory and his team embarked on an expedition to climb Mount Everest that was both dangerous and uncertain because they were venturing into the unknown and pushing their physical and mental limits. And also remember, this was way back before the days of any of the type of communication that we're used to. Now, sadly, Mallory did not survive this journey, but his spirit of adventure continues to inspire many people today. And his story is actually a stark reminder that travel, especially adventure travel, is not always about relaxation or escape. It's about challenging ourselves, stepping out of our comfort zones, and it's about facing our fears and overcoming obstacles. And through these experiences, we change, we grow, we build confidence. So in today's event, let's explore how this trip to Nepal could be your perfect recipe for personal transformation. Let's delve into the idea of discomfort, challenge, and ultimately growth. Because as George Mallory showed us, sometimes we need to climb our own Mount Everests to discover who we truly are. But don't let me put you off. It's not all going to be like hard work. There is going to be lots of fun in this as well. So my name is Michelle Hill, and welcome to our Zoom event, Discover Your Edge Nepal edition. And I'm incredibly excited to not only introduce you to the team that are involved in our Nepal adventure, but also share with you some of the exciting details of what we'll be doing in November. So let's start with the introductions. So first off, it's me. So for those of you who haven't met me yet, something you may not know about me is that about 10 years ago, I really found myself feeling lost and unhappy, and really that kind of trapped in my job and my life. Even though on the surface everything looked great, nice home, good job, everything you could really ask for. But I just felt, is this it? Like, am I going to be doing this for the rest of my life? And I knew I needed to change, but I honestly didn't know what I needed to do to get myself onto a new path or to get some change happening. So then around about 7 years ago, almost 8 now, in a moment of inspiration, or in hindsight, perhaps desperation, I'm not really sure which, I challenged myself to complete a trek to Everest Base Camp. Now, this was completely out of left field because I'd never done any trekking before. And it unlike lots of people, wasn't on my bucket list, anything like that. And it took me a very long time and a lot of personal growth afterwards to actually put my finger on why I chose to do something like this, to really blast me out of my comfort zone, but trust me, it literally did. So getting to Everest Base Camp was one of the hardest things that I've ever done, both physically and mentally. But the feeling of exhilaration when I actually completed it, and in the process, I developed a mantra, particularly when I was going up hills: I am strong, I can do this. And there were some days where I said that to myself probably hundreds of times. But what I discovered is that pushing myself out of my comfort zone and facing my fears really helped me to grow and change, plus build my confidence. And now for me, I simply want to share this amazing feeling and the mindset with people just like yourselves, so that they can get past that feeling of maybe, I want something more in my life, but I'm not really sure what it is. So that's just me in a quick nutshell. And now I'm going to introduce you, or quasi-introduce you, to my partner, Tim. Now, Tim can't be with us today, but what he asked me to tell you is that that's a photo of him in New Zealand earlier this year, catching his first ever trout when he was fly fishing. So he's immensely proud of that. Now, Tim is really excited about coming to Nepal. And for him, even just getting there is facing his fears, because he's not great at getting on planes. And the longest flight I've ever done with him is, I think, 8 or 9 hours up to Bangkok. So doing the trip to Kathmandu is going to be a little bit anxiety provoking for him. But he knows if he faces that fear, gets on the plane, that when he gets to Nepal, it's going to be amazing. And he's super excited about seeing a new country, seeing a new culture. But the one thing that he said to me he is really, really looking forward to is our Give Back Day. So this is when we're going to go and visit a school and spend some time with the kids, play some games, and possibly help them do things and start to establish a relationship with this school. And Tim is planning on taking soccer balls and pumps, so he can pump up the ball and kick the ball around and have lots of fun with the kids. So that's the second part of the team that will be with you on this trip. And now I want to introduce you to our wonderful guide, Dinesh Karki.
Namaste, everyone. Welcome to join the events. So I'm Dinesh from Nepal, and I'm working in tourism since 2003. Before I established Nature Explore Trek, I worked as a senior trekking guide for some of the reputable trekking companies in Nepal. I was born in Solukhumbu district, known as the Mount Everest region. I came in this field in my early age. Initially, I worked as a porter in this sector for a long time, and then I upgraded to assistant guide. Then after a complete couple of years in assistant guide, then finally I became the full guide, and where I lead many groups in different regions of Nepal, like Annapurna region, Everest region, Mount Kanchenjunga region, Makalu region, most of the mountains where we operated many trekking in Nepal, including like GST Trail, which is one of the highest route of Nepal, from East Nepal to West Nepal. And also I have also led the group in other countries like Tibet, India, and Bhutan. And in 2014 and 2016, I had also great chance to visit West Europe. At the meantime, I've done few treks in Alps also. And yeah, well, so this I've been working in this field last 25 years already now. And since I established Nature Explore Trekking, we're working dedicatedly, hardworking, me and my team, including my senior Sherpas and all our field staffs. So recently in this year, we have got awarded by TripAdvisor, like excellency award from TripAdvisor too. So that's all I want to tell now. And in my picture, we can see the beautiful lakes behind of my picture. This called Phoksundo Lake, and it is located in West Nepal, along the way to the route to the Lower Dolpo trekking. And this lake is one of the deepest lake in Nepal.
You look like you were happy to get to the top of wherever you were.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. By the way, this picture is taken by my friend David from California. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dinesh.
You're welcome.
So, is this you? Could you see yourself coming to Nepal with us? So, as I mentioned before, this is a brand new tour that's just been released by Nature Explore Trek, and it's being done in collaboration with my business, Health Biz Coach. So, the way we've designed this, if you're part of a couple or you have a friend that you like to travel with, but you have diverse interests and you're looking for a memorable adventure that caters for both of you, then look no further, because Discover Your Edge is designed to ignite the spirit adventure in both parties. So one of you can go on a fabulous trek around the Annapurna region. So 6 days of separate adventures. So one partner conquers the Himalayan trails. And trust me, the area that we will be trekking, I have been there before and it is beautiful. Still hard work, we'll still be pushing your limits. But if you have a partner who doesn't want to do that and that doesn't float their boat, well, what we've organised is some cultural experiences. So the sub-tour, if you like, will go to Lumbini and Bandipur. There'll be cooking classes so that you can go home and cook authentic Nepalese cuisine, and also a chance just to engage with the Nepalese people who are lovely. Or are you a single traveler who wants to be part of an adventure, but you're just worried about being in the right group? So trust me, we will be a fun group, and you want to find some like-minded people, then you can actually choose either option. You can trek or you can do the sub-tour. But before we get into all of the details, like, have you ever thought about what are the origins of trekking in Nepal? Now, I think the first time that the world really became super aware of Nepal and trekking in Nepal was when the global spotlight was cast on Nepal, when the people in this photo are Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay triumphed over Mount Everest. Now, a lot of people, because that was the first time it came to their notice, thought that that was like the beginning, but the practice of trekking in Nepal has been going on for generations, because when you look at the countryside, there's about 75% of Nepal is made up of mountainous landscapes. So the Nepalese have been trekking around, and that's their way of getting around for a very long time. So how will this all work? So let me just run a quick overview of what the actual tour looks like and what you will be doing. So day one is when everyone will arrive in Kathmandu, preferably in time for dinner so that we can all get together for dinner. We will be welcoming you at the hotel, and for the first few days when we're in Kathmandu, we will be staying at the beautiful Hotel Shankar, which up until 1964 was actually a palace. Now we'll spend the next 2 days in Kathmandu, and we will split our time between some sightseeing. And I've forgotten the name. Dinesh, what are we looking at in the photo?
Yeah, this is the Swayambhunath temple.
Awesome. So we will be going there.
Yeah, it is the west of the center of Kathmandu.
Okay.
So it's on along the way to Pokhara, nearby, like nearby the road, So what do we
Okay.
drive? Yeah.
That looks amazing. So imagine
Yeah,
yourself there. But
yes.
also while we're in Kathmandu, and I briefly mentioned this just before, we'll be having a give back day. So this is our opportunity to actually give back to the community. And what we've chosen to do is visit a school to spend some time with the kids, play some games and have some fun. But also from our point of view, what we want to do is establish a relationship with the school so that it's not just a one-off visit, that when we're back here in Australia, we can still help to support them and perhaps send them things that they need, and that perhaps some of the people who do come on the tour will be part of that ongoing support as well. And then in the future, when we do this tour again, we can go back and see them. So after we've been in Kathmandu, we will head to Chitwan for 2 nights. Now, this is where the Chitwan National Park is. It's a World Heritage Site. And this is where, there's jungle safari, elephants and wildlife. And this is a part of Nepal that I haven't been to before. So I am really looking forward to these couple of days. And then from Chitwan, we will go to Pokhara and we'll stay 1 night. And this is where the magic happens in the tour. So after we spend the 1 night in Pokhara, the trekkers, including me and led by our incredible guide Dinesh, we will head off to the trails around Annapurna region, including Gorapani and Poon Hill, which offers breathtaking sunrise views of the Himalayas. So that is me at Poon Hill after sunrise, after walking up. And I'm not going to tell you how many thousands of steps, but it felt like a million. And we will actually be trekking for 6 days. But while we are trekking, the non-trekking group, including Tim, we'll head off to Lumbini, which is Buddha's birthplace. And you can see that in the picture there. It looks beautiful and serene. And then Bandipur, which is a town known for its ancient architecture. And then this tour will get back to Pokhara with about 2 and a bit days before the trekkers come back. And during that time, because Tim's an ex-chef and he's super interested in cooking, we will be organising cooking classes, market tours, and all sorts of different interesting things so that you can really get a feel for what it's like to be in Pokhara. And then we'll all come back together. So we'll spend, the 6 days apart. So there'll be lots to catch up on. And then after we have that catch up, the next day we're going to spend a whole day at a beautiful, tranquil yoga and meditation retreat. Now, this is so that we can just relax, reflect on what's happened, and just kind of let everything sink in and give your spirit a real chance to rejuvenate. And then from Pokhara, we will fly back to Kathmandu and have a last full day together for some additional sightseeing, shopping, and a farewell dinner. And then the last day, which is day 16, is when everyone flies out. So throughout the tour, I will also be offering, as part of like my coaching stuff, optional morning and evening rituals. So the option is to join me and begin the day with a short meditation and a little bit of journaling with some journal prompts. And then each day we'll finish the day with a reflection on what unfolded, whether it was positive or negative, and if there are any learnings along the way. So just, can you imagine yourself being part of that and part of a group and a whole bunch of like-minded people who are really immersing themselves in the culture and really getting themselves outside of their comfort zone. And that's one last view of Kathmandu. That is Dinesh. Can you jump in here? Is that?
This is our historical place, Kathmandu Durbar Square.
I was going to say Durbar Square, and then I thought, oh, I wasn't sure if that was correct or not. I need to get more familiar with these slides. So I can imagine that listening to this, you've probably had quite a few questions come up, like what if this, what if this, what if this? So we're just going to run quickly through some of these. And then if we don't cover off everything, there will be time for questions. So, what if I have dietary restrictions or food allergies? As long as you let us know so that we can in turn let the hotels know and everybody know, then that is not going to be a problem. What if I encounter difficulties, and are there experienced guides and support systems? We will be trekking with Dinesh, and during the trek he will be leading us, and there'll be one porter for every 2 people to carry the bags. Plus with the other tour, when we're separated, there will be a guide who goes with them as well, and Tim will be there to look after you as well. What if I'm not physically fit enough for the trek? Are there alternate activities? Well, yes, there are. We have 2 options. You can trek or not trek. But also, if you're thinking, oh, I don't think I'd be fit enough to be able to do this, what about if I challenged you to get yourself fit enough? And have it as a goal that you will be fit enough to actually come trekking. What if I'm traveling alone? Will there be opportunities to connect with other like-minded individuals? Absolutely. As I said, we are looking to take people who are really interested in this adventure and ready to be really open to new things and enjoying new things and trying new things. And number 5 on this list is, what if I want some personal time or prefer not to participate in certain activities? We have definitely built free time into the itinerary itself, so you can go off and do your own thing and your own exploring. And also, we're adults. Like, if there's a particular activity you don't want to do, like, nobody's going to hold a gun to your head and say you have to do it. But I will say though, if we get halfway through the trek and you decide you don't want to do it, that's probably not going to be an option, because you will have to walk back with us. So that's just a few of those. And then I just thought there's some others that really Dinesh is better equipped to answer than I am. So what if there's unexpected changes in the itinerary or the weather conditions, Dinesh? Like, how do you manage that in your experience?
Well, thank you for the questions. Normally in November, if I'm talking about weather, the weather is very sunshiny and crystal clear in November. Okay. Yeah. So for in case if weather is changed, certainly change. So we have very experienced staff, including myself there. So if needed, we will change anything. And we will prepare very well for these conditions. And normally we can read a little bit about the weather, and we can suggest our group in beginning of the day. So it will be no problem for there.
Okay. And this is something I think that a lot of people would have concerns about, is altitude sickness.
Normally in this trek, we are not going that much higher. We will be still around 3,000 meters. Normally high altitude start after 2,500 meters. So if in case someone gets sick, the first altitude medicine is descent from where we are. Yeah. So we will be descent like a couple of 100 meters down from our spot, and then normally the people will be get okay. Yep. And if in case they're not getting okay, not like better, not coming better, then we will do the evacuate the nearest hospital, or like whatever the possibilities. Yeah. Life is most important. We must have to take care for this. Yeah. Does that happen often? it doesn't happen that much often for this trek, so
Yeah.
so
Okay.
you don't have to be worried for this trek
All right.
about.
And what if people want to, like, I'm really proud of the tour that we've put together, but what if people want to do more than that? What if they want to explore beyond that? Are you able to organize that for them?
Yes, it is possible, and if someone want to expand their tour like a few more days, or they want to spend some good days in some nice spot during the trek, it is possible, and we are very happy to arrange this trip in additional cost.
Okay, awesome. And what if I have specific questions about the culture, customs, or etiquette? Like there'll be knowledgeable guides or resources there to provide support. And I've mentioned that you're coming with us, but do you want to just expand on that for us?
Yes, sure. Me and myself, including my senior assistant guides, will be around there. So
Yep,
personally, I will explain and share the culture and religions about the region where we are.
yep.
So I'm always welcoming any questions when we're on the trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what if I need assistance with travel arrangements or have additional questions before the trip? Is there a dedicated support team?
Yes, we are very professional and very kind and well Sherpa team and our supporting staffs. So anytime, whenever we need any help, so we'll be around there,
Yep.
and we're really focusing on work when we're on duty.
Yeah. And also I'll just add there too that approximately, I think I've scheduled it for about 4 weeks before the trip starts. We will do a Zoom meeting so people can come along, and we'll have the opportunity to meet up with who they'll be traveling with, but also to ask any questions or get anything resolved that hasn't been resolved.
Yes.
So,
Yes, and yes,
sorry.
yeah. Before we leave the Kathmandu, we'll have like a meeting
Yeah.
and then every question and answer we will do that evening.
Awesome. Sorry, I jumped in. I have a bad habit of doing that. On the website, there is a big long list of everything that is included. So I just thought in this presentation, I'll just quickly run through what's not included. And then I'll be giving you the web link shortly so you can check the rest out. But international airfares, travel insurance, which is strongly recommended, your personal trekking equipment. We can lend you a puffer jacket, and we will also have the duffel bags for packing your gear in for the porters to carry while we're trekking. We haven't included lunch and dinner in Pokhara and Kathmandu because there are so many opportunities and different places to try, rather than us just choosing one place for everyone. We've left it open, which doesn't mean to say people can't get together and go to the same place. But, when you're in a new place, sometimes you want to go off and explore on your own. Bar drinks or mini bar are not included. Any extras that we haven't talked about in the itinerary or on the website. And also at the end, it is customary in Nepal to tip the guide and the supporting staff at the end of the tour. So there, you can see us both looking very triumphant there. That is me on the way to Everest Base Camp. So spaces for this tour are limited. So we would, if you're the slightest bit interested, we would encourage you to reserve your spot today, or at least talk to one of us. Now, whether you're an empty nester seeking a shared holiday where one partner can trek and the other can enjoy an exciting adventure, or an individual yearning for purpose and a fresh start, maybe, Discover Your Edge in Nepal is designed just for you. So I would love you to join us on this extraordinary journey of self-discovery, growth, and transformation. And I'm going to add in there fun. So connect with like-minded individuals and let's tap into your true potential. I'm getting my words mixed up tonight. And I just wanted to add one little quick quote here. Now is the youngest you will ever be. So now is the best time ever to go on an adventure like this. And you too could be standing there with your hands in the air, feeling very triumphant. Now, the only thing we haven't covered is the numbers, the all-important numbers. So the tour dates, day one is Tuesday, the 14th of November. So that's the day that you need to be in Kathmandu by. You can arrive earlier if you want to. And then Wednesday, the 29th is the day that we would transfer you to the airport. Again, if you wanted to stay on after, Dinesh and his team can organize whatever you are interested in. So what's the investment to come along and be part of this amazing tour? So if you are twin share for the trekking and the non-trekking tour, the investment is $2,145, that's US dollars. And if you would prefer single occupancy, the investment for the trekking and the non-trekking tour is $2,345 US dollars. You can reserve your spot right now tonight with a USD $500 deposit. And you can head to the website by following this link. You click on the button for reserve your spot now. Now I'm just going to unshare so that I can actually, where is the comments gone? I can't find the comments. I've unshared and I've lost the comments. Let me see, there's the chat. Okay. Now, what did I have? Where did I have this? I need to be better at all this techie stuff, don't I? All right, I'm just going to put that into the chat. And I need you to be my assistant, Dinesh. Maybe next time.
Yeah. Sure.
So it's natureexploretrek.com/discover your edge. So on that website, you will have all of the details, and I've lost my slides. Here we go. You will have all of the details of what's included and all the terms and conditions, etc., etc. Or if you don't want to use the web link, here's a QR code that will take you directly to the website page as well. So I'm going to stop sharing now. Hey, Alexei. Now, this is the portion where we throw open to any questions. So if there's anything that you would like to ask or anything that we haven't covered, anything that you think we should include, we would love to hear from you. But if everything is all good, then I'm not going to insist that you put your camera on or your microphone on, because I can see you in the comments. All good, you were very thorough. Thank you so much. There you are. Okay, so we're going to end the recording now. Let me just do that.